The Lakers just took a huge gamble a lot of fans did not see coming, and it's going to have major implications on how the Lakers operate this season, as there's a couple of players who are probably going to remain on the team and looked at as possible contributors to the roster. However, this may not be what Rob Pelinka intended for the team. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming to another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get those Laker updates, guys, because we are only a month away from training camp. So if you don't want to miss any of that action here, make sure you guys subscribe to Lakers Digest. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today, as the Lakers are seeing if Gabe and Maxi can play. So, the Lakers, who obviously had made a couple of moves here in this offseason with bringing in DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Jake LaRavia, there looks like to be no other moves on the horizon at this current moment, and the Lakers may be pivoting to look to having some players improve from within their roster to help improve their status. And we got a report earlier today from Brett Siegel of Clutch Sports saying the Lakers are interested in seeing what Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber can provide on the court. So this is deeper into that topic there, and he says that the Lakers are expected to take their current roster into training camp and give this group a chance to prove themselves before charting possible trades and changes. Specifically, the Lakers are interested in seeing what Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber can provide. And that is a big kind of like shifting point here for the Lakers, as a lot of people were still thinking that the Lakers were going to make another move here, possibly bringing in another backup big or maybe another wing. But it looks like they're going to stand pat and see what they can have with Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. Now, two of these guys, obviously, they have made their way to Lakers in different ways. But they do also have different standings on where they are in sort of like the Laker depth chart. So we'll start with Gabe Vincent, as Gabe Vincent was on the team, has now been on the team for 2 seasons. One of the seasons, though, he missed most of it due to injury. And then last season, he was primarily the backup point guard, which he did a serviceable job in. This was his stats here for the season. Just about 6 points per game coming off the bench there. Shot about 40% from the field, which could be better. And he shot 35% from 3, which is solid and okay for a guy coming off the bench. But he didn't provide too much offensive value. Most of Gabe Vincent's value was showing up in the defensive end, and also just being an on-court coach and just being a guy that can be relied upon from the coaching staff. So he was a very good coaches or players coach. Like, every coach wants to have a guy like Gabe Vincent on your team. He's going to do what you tell him to do, and he's going to do it to his best abilities. He's not going to complain about his role, and he's just going to be very good for team camaraderie and team building. Well, like I said, he was serviceable as a backup point guard. It wasn't what the Lakers were expecting, as some of the stuff that he was doing in Miami when it was having huge scoring outputs or just being a high percentage three-point shooter hasn't really shown up too much for the Lakers. And it is kind of wishful thinking to kind of see if Gabe Vincent can maybe transform him into something better, but maybe he needs something else. Maybe Luka Doncic being on the team can change the dynamic and things for a guy like Gabe Vincent. But as of right now, it seems like he's going to stay on the team along with Maxi Kleber as well. And Maxi Kleber is another guy that was traded to the Lakers in the Luka Doncic trade, and he was kind of like looked at as mostly as just salary filler for the time being. But he did get minutes there in Game 5 in the last game the Lakers played of the season against the T-Wolves, in sort of a desperate attempt to try to find some type of stretch 5 and some workable big that the Lakers can use in some spots. And Maxi Kleber, he does have that chemistry with Luka Doncic, and that can be beneficial for the Lakers down the road if you can get that Maxi Kleber of SOAR, I would say, like 3 or 4 years ago. But I'm not sure if Maxi Kleber is at that point. He may still have something to provide, as he has put out some workout tapes. He's looked really good out there. I believe I saw a clip of him windmill dunking. He looks a lot leaner as too, so he looks like he's trying to be able to be more of a switchable big, which is the value that you have with a guy like Maxi Kleber. He's able to stretch the floor on the offensive side of the ball, and he can have some switchability and some versatility on the defensive side of the ball. While he is not like a shot blocker type of defender back there, he is pretty good at containing the ball on some small forwards and even some power forwards and centers as well. So there's some versatility between that with a guy like Maxi Kleber, and I can see why the Lakers are trying to kind of maximize and try to get the most value out of these guys, because I think the biggest reason on why they didn't make trades is, this is my next topic here, is there was no real opportunities that presented itself. between Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. They didn't really have too many good games they really put together that really upped their trade value and would have made them more, maybe I would say, viable to other teams if they were trading for a guy like Gabe Vincent or Maxi Kleber. So a big reason why those guys are still on this team is because they haven't really had too many good games to really prove themselves to other teams to show that they're worth the value of some of their players. And that's could be another reason why the Lakers are willing to play these guys here. So this is more from that article there, and this is what it was said as, even so, Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office will still explore the trade market this offseason for center depth, wing defenders before signing DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart. No deal with immediate value or minor financial details presented itself to the Los Angeles Lakers during the summer, leading to Los Angeles patience. The Lakers are set on having max cap space in the offseason over the next 2 years, and any potential moves before the trade deadline will reflect this philosophy. Now, that is a very important last point to make there with their cap space, because the Lakers have been pretty stable about that, keeping that flexibility to going from 2026 and beyond, as they haven't really signed too many long-term contracts, with the exception, obviously, of Luka Doncic and then Jared Vanderbilt. But Jared Vanderbilt is at a lower number, at about around $8 million in his contract. But as far as that, nobody is signed past 2027, with the exception of maybe some of the rookies who still maybe have team options, guys like Dalton, Knecht, Bronny James, and Adu Thero. But for the most part, the Lakers will have clear books, and they'd be able to get another max player potentially. And if they were able to even pay Austin Reaves some of the money that he was asking for in that $30 million to $35 million range, they can still have money left over for a max cap slot for 2027. But we're getting too ahead of ourselves right now with the whole cap space. We're just thinking more about this season, as the biggest reason why I don't think there was a trade really is because there just wasn't any value for Gabe Vincent or Max Kleber. But maybe them playing in for this early part of the season could change that. And if those guys come out and have really good starts to the season, not only would it help the Los Angeles Lakers win games, but also it'll help the Lakers to up their trade value and possibly get them to trade, because these guys are at around the deadline will have more value because these will be expiring contracts. And if you're a team who say around the edges or trying to make a plan and you're looking for a veteran here or there you can have a Maxi Kleber or Gabe Vincent, and possibly if you can work with another team could work with the Lakers to bring them something back that they were looking for, say that other backup big that they can use there in the playoffs, or maybe that other wing defender, which is the Lakers could be utilized as well. So those are two different things the Lakers can use, maybe Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber, but they will have to up their trade value by them playing good basketball here in that early part of the season. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think that Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber are guys that, if they were able to play for the Lakers, can grow their trade value and the Lakers can be able to trade them? Or are you more of the mind that the Lakers should try to trade these guys regardless and just try to trade them for anybody, just sort of mix up the roster? Or if you're part of the other part of the mind, where maybe you think there is even more value to be extracted from guys like Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber, and maybe you're able to utilize these guys down the road and maybe even in the playoffs. Let us know in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys. There is 79% of you who've recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys can come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of that action. All right, I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I will catch you guys on the next one.